The second week begins at Wimbledon. We're into round 4. We've got the likes of Sinner, Alcaraz, Raducanu all playing today, and I'm going to give you my predictions. That's right, here we go, round 4, and I cannot wait to get stuck into some of these matches. This will be coming out probably just as the first match will start, but make sure you play along at home and give us your predictions in that comment section below. So let's get started, and we're going to start with the women's. So here we go. We have first off, it was supposed to start at 11. Bad weather in London has meant this one is a bit delayed, but we have Badosa versus Vekic. Paolini versus Keys is on at 1 o'clock. And we have Lulu Sun versus Emma Raducanu. That one's a 3:30. And Coco Gauff versus Emma Navarro. That one finishes off the day at 5 o'clock. Let's go through them one by one. So, up first, we have Badosa versus Vekic. A battle of the power hitters. How do I see this one going? I think it's going to be a close match. I think it's going to be 3 sets. But who is going to win? Vekic has been the informed player coming in on the grass. But there's just something about Badosa in this tournament at the moment. She's having a real resurgence on the tour. I think Badosa is going to get it done. I think we're going to see one tie break. And we're going to see the final set 1. I reckon it's going to be like a 6-4 from Badosa. So I'm going Badosa in 3. Next up, we have the Italian who's been in fantastic form. It is Jasmine Paolini. And she is up against Madison Keys. Well, somebody who is fantastic on the grass courts. I've only played once before. Keys was the victor. But I don't think we can look too much into a Dubai hard court, and especially not this current state of Jasmine Paolini. Does she have enough? I mean, she's looked pretty good in this tournament so far, has Paolini. But Madison Keys on the grass is such a tough prospect. I think this is a straight sets Madison Keys win, and no disrespect to Paolini, but I think just the pedigree on the grass will be too much from Keys in this one. Moving on, we've got Emma Raducanu versus Lulu Sun. I think this is going to be tougher than people expect. And I think we will see Lulu Sun take the first set in this one. And everybody will be like, oh, Raducanu's had an easy draw and she's now just going out. But then she's going to have a resurgence. She's going to win the second set. It's going to be 1 set all. We're going to go into a decider. And I think Raducanu is going to win the decider about 6-2. So I think Raducanu in 3 on that one. Let me know if you agree in the comment section. Moving on to Emma Navarro versus Coco Gauff. I mean, Navarro proven she can play on all the surfaces at the moment. And somebody, she's inside the top 20 now. She's pushing on. They've only played once before, and it was Coco Gauff who won that matchup. That was earlier on this year in Auckland. It was 6-3, 6-1. I've got a feeling it's going to be similar. I'm going to go Coco Gauff in straight sets in this matchup. I think she's going to have too much for Emma Navarro and a dominant performance. I think it might be like a 3 and a 3, something like that. Nice and comfortable for Coco Gauff. This is what we have on the men's side. We have Tommy Paul versus Bautista-Agut first up. Alcaraz versus Humbert. We got Jannik Sinner versus Ben Shelton, who's coming off the back of 3 5-set matches. And Grigor Dimitrov versus Daniil Medvedev. So let's get started. And the first match, it is none other than, well, it's Tommy Paul versus Bautista-Agut. I mean, Bautista-Agut, I'm pretty shocked, to be honest, that he's got this far. I didn't expect it. I know that he's been good on grass in the past, but he's not getting any younger, is he? He's 36 years old, just been to a 5-set match with Fognini. I expect Tommy Paul to get this done. I think it's going to be straight sets. That's my personal opinion. I think Tommy Paul looked very good in his last match up against Bublik. A nice straight sets win for him there. And he's looking like he's getting better as the tournament progresses. The Queen's champion as well, don't forget. So I'm going for Tommy Paul in straight sets. The next match, Carlos Alcaraz versus Hugo Humbert. I mean, Hugo Humbert, really, really good grass court player. We know he's got titles on grass in the past, but will it be enough to take out Alcaraz? They've never played each other before, which shocks me a little bit. But does he have enough, Hugo Humbert? I mean, he dropped a set to Nakashima. He dropped 2 sets to Shevchenko. For me, he doesn't have enough. I think Carlos Alcaraz will win this. I think it's going to be in straight sets as well. I mean, it shouldn't be, should it? Because we're going further through the tournament. But I think Alcaraz, that win against TFO, he's going to be really geared up, looking to push on in the second week. I'm going for Alcaraz in straight sets. Next on the list, it is Jannik Sinner versus Ben Shelton. This one, I mean, I feel a bit bad for Ben Shelton, to be honest. The last 2 times they've played, Sinner's won in straight sets. Ben Shelton won their first meeting. That was in Shanghai, but he's just coming off the back of 15 sets. Jannik Sinner in his last match, so fresh, destroyed Kecmanovic. I think the serve could play a factor. I think as much as we're going to see is maybe a couple of tie breaks from Ben Shelton. Maybe one. I'll go with 1 tie break, but I think Jannik Sinner gets it done in straight sets as well. And on to the last match, Grigor Dimitrov versus Daniil Medvedev. And I think this is the toughest one to pick out of all of them. Daniil Medvedev came through against Jan-Lennard Struff. That one, 4-setter, came through against Muller in 4 sets, Kovacevic in straight sets. Probably one of the most convincing Medvedevs we've seen on a grass court, I'd say. They've only played once before on grass, these two, and Dimitrov won back in 2017. I don't think we can look anything into that, to be honest. But since then, the last couple of matches, quite even. Medvedev won in Indian Wells. Dimitrov won in Paris. Medvedev won in Vienna. I mean, Medvedev won in Rotterdam and in Vienna again. Dimitrov beat him in Indian Wells. They seem to play in a lot of the same places and meet at the same time. How do I see this one going, though? I think this is going to be a really close match. I think that we're going to see... we'll see a 5-set match, if I'm perfectly honest. There's something that tells me that Daniil's playing pretty well at the moment. The way to get through Jan-Lennard Struff was not easy. Does he have enough to get past Dimitrov? I'm going to be going for Dimitrov in 5. I know that he's not getting any younger either, but he's not quite as old as Bautista-Agut. He's 33 years old. Daniil Medvedev, 28. I think Dimitrov, he may have enough, and he sometimes frustrates Daniil Medvedev. I think it could be another one of those occasions. But those are my predictions. Let me know your predictions for day 7 in that comment section below. And if you haven't already, smash a like, subscribe, and join us later on this evening where we will be doing a podcast rounding up all of today's action. See you for it.